back to BookTube with me. So, I'm starting another reading vlog. This is going to be the vlog of me reading The Queen of Nothing, which is the last part in the Book of the Air trilogy by Holly Black. I have vlogged my experience with the first two, and I've really been enjoying that, so I thought we'll do the last part, we'll wrap it up. I am really nervous going into this book, actually. More nervous than I was going into either of the first two, because I really adored the first book and it was a 5-star for me. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. And then I just really didn't get on with the second book as much at all, and I gave the second book a 3-star. Yeah, I gave The Wicked King a 3-star. I just didn't enjoy it as much. I feel like there wasn't as much plot development, and I felt like the character development stalled a wee bit compared to the first book, so I felt like it really did suffer from middle book syndrome. I'm hoping the last one is going to like come in and blow me away. Like, I'm really excited for it. I'm hoping in this last one that we don't spend too much time with Jude in the real world. I'm hoping that we go back to Fairy quite quickly. I hope there's no too much like scheming and plotting as to how she gets back there, and like that's sort of dealt with within the first few chapters, and then we're jumping right in, because I think that we could be going back to a really interesting political climate. Obviously Cardan's going to have had full control now, he's not going to have had Jude's guidance, and it'll be interesting to see, I think, who he's turned to in her absence, and who he has then decided to trust, and whose counsel he's decided to take. I think that he could be seen as quite a fearsome leader after the end of the last book, so I think it'll be interesting as well to see where other families' political opinions lie, in terms of whether they ship him as king or whether they are trying to throw another vote into the ring, and that'll be cool to see play out. I think that Jude and Cardan's relationship could be really interesting in this book, because I do think that they care for each other deep down, but I don't know if their relationship will be able to be recovered after his betrayal at the end of the last book. I really do not know, so like I'm here for the relationship. Like I'm excited to read this for that, which is not something that happens to me often at all, but like I really am. I can't wait to see them interacting with each other. I think that Jude will really be guarded. I think that it'll take a lot of time for her to trust Cardan, if she even does ever again, and I think that Cardan might let his guard down a wee bit, because he managed to one-up her so exquisitely that I think that he might be almost like overly confident and cocky about it and underestimate her a wee bit, which could give her the opportunity to get the upper hand again. But I think that the power struggle between the two of them is going to be epic, and I'm excited for the dialogue. Like, I think that it's going to be brilliant, because they're both like sarky snarky wee twats to each other, and I love it. Like, it's just going to be a fun time, so I'm excited for what I hope this book will give me. And I'm unsure about what it's actually going to give me, but I'm going to read some today, and so I'll catch up with you guys later on my thoughts. Hi and welcome back to Queen of Nothing vlog day 2. So I didn't update you on my thoughts yesterday because I'm absolutely the worst, but I am just about to start chapter 9, so at about 85 page mark, and I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm finding this one a lot more engaging than the second one, so I'm quite buzzing about it. It's just a quick wee read, and I feel like we jumped straight into the action that I was sort of hoping we were going to get right for the beginning of the book, which I'm so pleased about. I still don't trust Taryn, and I am not entirely convinced that Locke is dead. I feel like that's just a bit too convenient, and I don't trust either of them, so I feel like they've maybe cooked up some sort of a plan to get Jude back to Fairy, and I just don't know what the end goal is. We'll soon find out, but I just don't trust her. every single time I've says I don't trust her, she rightly turns it to be a snake. So sans dodge, and it's just a matter of time to find out what it is. I am liking that Jude and Carden are having a wee bit of banter already, and I'm liking that Carden recognised her for her right away, because she was so convinced that he wouldn't, and then when he did, it was like come on, you must like really care for her to have seen through all this and to have recognised that it's her and no her twin. So I was here for that. I don't know what the future of their relationship's going to be still, because Jude's sort of in this place where she now feels like Fairy is also hers because she's the queen, and I don't know if she's really going to turn on Maddock in order to be queen when she's in exile, and I don't know if Carden will ever actually allow her to be queen. So I think it's going to be interesting to see where her true loyalty lies, whether it is to Carden, whether it's to Maddock, or whether it's to herself and her power addiction. So that'll be cool to read about. But I'm enjoying it so far. I am so squint. Hello and welcome back to this terrible attempt at a vlog. So I've only like updated you once, and this is like day 3 of reading the book. But the thing is I didn't want to stop reading to have to come and update you. Like, that's how much I'm enjoying the book. So that's a good thing. So I am currently just about to start chapter 16, so about the 140 page mark, about halfway through, and the book is just blowing my mind. Oh, it's so good, it's so good. It's giving me like the same feels as the first one gave me. I'm enjoying the twists and turns, I'm enjoying the character development, I'm enjoying the political intrigue, and the couple of chapters that I read there were just amazing. I was reading it when I was on my way to work this morning, and I read chapter 12 and I was like, I can't like no read chapter 13 now that I've read 12. Like I need to know what happens. So then I missed my stop and read chapter 13. Was slightly late for work because that's how good the book was, and chapter 13 left me on a pure cliffhanger, and I was like, is it bang out of order if I'm just even later for work because I need to read chapter 14? But I didn't push it, so I read a couple of chapters on the bus on the way home, and oh my goodness. So I didn't expect the plot twist with Ghost, which was just brilliant, and I am so glad that they didn't betray Jude, because I just loved the wee friendship, and I loved, you know, like the wee band of thieves and the Shadow Court being together. So I really am glad actually that Ghost didn't deliberately deceive her and betray her. I'm really pleased, and I am a bit confused about Jude and Carden's relationship currently. So Carden has just like came to save her, and I don't know why. Like, do you love her again? Like, what is going on here, pal? Like, are you in love with her? Are you not in love with her? I need the details. I need to know. I need the goss. I just need to know if my heart's going to be happy or no, and I'm like stressing about it, whether or no they're going to have a happy ending, because I want them to, but if they're going to have a happy ending, then I need for everything to be resolved. Like, I need to know exactly why in the last book he sent her to exile. Like, did he marry her for genuine affection, or did he marry her as just some sort of a sick revenge plot? Like, do they love each other or what? And I need it all to be resolved in such a good way, and for them to have a wee happy ending, so at the end I can be like, kiss, now kiss. So that's what I'm after. Obviously we got the prophecy in the beginning of this book about Cardan, and I'm wondering if the great ruler that was prophesied is actually going to be Jude. Like, how cool a twist would that be? That would be really cool. And then that makes me wonder, like, if, like, is Cardan going to want to be with Jude because he actually wants to be, or is he just going to be with her out of, like, a sense of desperation because she's going to be, like, the true ruler? And so he'll just, like, be with her because he wants to maintain some semblance of power. I don't know, like, I hope they're going to be together on behalf. The scene between Jude and Maddox has been, like, such a long time coming, and I genuinely never know if they're going to kill each other or no. And every single time they have a conflict like that, I am on the edge of my seat, because I feel like on the one hand he wants to kill her because she's constantly trying to one-up him and he feels like she's betraying his house. But then on the other hand, he doesn't want to kill her because, like, he's her dad and he doesn't want her to die by his hand. And then it's the same for her. Like, she doesn't want to serve his house. She feels like he is betraying her and everybody. She still has the resentment from him killing her real parents. But, like, he's also loved her and took care of her and nurtured her and trained her for all these years. So they have, like, a proper inner turmoil every single time they fight, and I really like reading about it. It makes it so interesting. And I got quite emotional actually after their fight scene when she was really, really hurt. And she's bleeding a lot. You know, it's like touch and go. Are we going to make it? Are we not? And then they use the land to heal her. And, like, the land has accepted her as the High Queen, and that just made me, like, really emotional. Like, I was sitting on the bus, like, trying not to have a wee sob about it, because it was just so cute. And then the flowers started blooming, and oh, it was just such a perfect moment. It was such a perfect moment. And maybe I have misjudged Taryn. Like, maybe she's actually going to pull through for Jude. She obviously joined Vivi and Cardan as they were coming to save Cardan. Jude. So time will tell. I am still not trusting her yet, but we'll see. I am actually going to read some more tonight because I'm fucking excited, and I will either update you later or I won't, and I'll update you tomorrow because I'm terrible at vlogging and this one's already been chaotic, but that's fine. Hello and welcome back to whatever day in the vlog this is. So I didn't get any more read the other night when I wanted to, and I am now up to chapter 20. So I finished book 1 and I've read the first chapter or 2 chapters of book 2. At about 170-ish pages. I am loving it. I am feeling a wee bit frustrated, but not at the book, with life. I feel like this vlog hasn't been as great as my first 2. I feel like the first 2 I really made the time to be filming and doing some other bits and bobs, and this time I just haven't, because I feel like I've hardly even had time to sit and read the book. Literally everything that I've read so far has really been on a commute, apart from one night where I sat and I read for half an hour in the house. It's just been a hell of a week, to be honest. So probably the worst time to pick to film a vlog, but I mean, we like a challenge. Work has been crazy. I've had so much to do around the house and personal stuff happening, so I've just not had a lot of time or really a lot of energy to sit down and film. But we're persevering, it's fine. set myself the goal that I was going to vlog this entire series. I'm not going to fall at the last hurdle. We're doing it. Right, admin done, now to the book. I am so in love with this. It is, I can't believe how brilliant it is. Honestly, I'm just thoroughly enjoying it so far. I don't even have words to tell you how much I'm loving it. Jude and Carden are like getting to a good place and he has saved her. People, well, Maddox set her up to make it look like she was going to assassinate Carden, and obviously she wasn't. And he has let everybody know that she is High Queen, nobody's to touch her, she's the boss. And I just love it. Like, I love it so much. And I was concerned how Holly Black was going to like wrap up the whole exile thing, because I was like, I didn't want it just to like be forgotten about and for them to get together again just because they've saw each other and all the lust and love has came rushing back. And I'm so glad that wasn't the case, and I actually feel like she wrapped it up in a really great way that makes him no seem like a complete and utter dickhead, and like no intentionally trying to hurt her. So I'm back to like completely and utterly shipping them again, which is a fun time. I think that it's so great that he tried to almost one-up her, like she's been one-upping him, but that he didn't ever mean to hurt her because he just loves her so much. And he thought like she would have got the riddle and have been able to work it out. And so now I feel really bad for him that all this time he was pining for her and sending her love letters and begging for her to come back and thinking that she was just patching him the entire time. Like, oh, this is a love story for the ages. Like, I am so here for it. What a sin. Like, my poor wee prince boy, I love him so much. I love him so much. I am really liking the fact that Jude is owning the fact she's High Queen. I am liking that she has Oak and Vivi and Taryn around her as well for a wee bit extra support. I don't know where the book's going to go. I think that there is obviously inevitably going to need to be a showdown between Jude, Carden and Maddox. And I'm obviously Jude and Carden's side. Maddox can die, he's gross, whatever. But I'm still enjoying the political intrigue. I am still wanting Carden and Jude's relationship to flourish, but other than like the obvious standoff, I don't really know what the last quarter of the book, excuse me, is going to give to me. But I'm here for it, whatever it is, because it's been such a great time and I'm having so much fun, and I am off this weekend, so I'm hoping to finish. Should be more than achievable. And I'll keep yous posted with my thoughts. So, welcome to another vlog day. I have just finished the book this morning. I finished it in audio. I was just tidying up and doing some housework. Wow, it's really all I've got to say. I probably should have given myself some time to like process before sitting down to film, because I feel like when I really loved the first book, I sat down and I didn't really know how to wrap up the vlog because I was just like, it was class. And I feel like I'm having similar vibes now, but that was amazing. I have thoroughly enjoyed this book. Definitely so much better than the second. I think the second just did have a wee bit of middle book syndrome. This was amazing. I loved it. When Jude went back to Fairy and Carden made it apparent that he was in love with her, and that, you know, the riddle and the exile thing, he thought she was going to understand, and that he had been pining for her this whole time, like, that broke me. I was like, oh, my wee babe. So getting to see them try to figure all this out and start a relationship properly, I guess, even though they're both so closed and guarded, whilst like in the middle of a freaking war, was just such a good time. I loved it. I really liked the subtle like deception that was sprinkled through it again, and I really liked all the politics of it. I thought it was done really well, and I rescind my comments on Taryn. Like, she actually proved to be a really good sister and a really good friend to Jude in the end, so like I take that back. And I can't tell you how much I ship Vivi and Heather. Like, they had their whole side plot, like, will they be together, will they no be together, and at the end, like, we're still no really knowing whether or no Heather's going to get all her memories back. But like, I was really emotional at the end of this book. Like, see when at the end Jude gives Heather a cuddle and she's like, oh, like, it's so nice to meet you, I have a feeling I'm really going to love you. Like, that got me. I was like, oh my god, because you know you love her. Like, I don't know why that got me, but it really did. It made me so emotional. And then I can't tell you the amount of tears that I cried when Cardan broke that crown, because like, I was so happy that he was there, he was standing up for his queen, and he was like really holding his own against Maddock. I think that if what happened hadn't happened, he could have really held his own against Maddock, and like, no in terms of battle, but definitely in terms of intellect and, you know, being limited by what they can and can't say with them being fae. And I just was finding that so interesting, and I just like ship a man who is completely and utterly behind his missus. Like, good for Cardan, and I can't believe that that's the same Cardan for the first book. But on reflection, knowing everything that I know now about him, like, I sort of get it. Like, I understand why he acted the way he acted. And then when we found out he was freeing all the wee human servants, because he was in love with Jude and Jude was human. I feel myself got to greet now. Like, so good, man, so good. And when he snapped that crown and then he turned into the big lizard creature, I was like in tears. I couldn't believe it. And then, like, I just needed to finish the book. I was going to stop and I was going to come back and film, and I was like, I can't, I'm sorry, like, I need to know, the book is so good. Oh my god. And then the transformation in Jude between that short period of time where she knew there was a very real possibility that she needed to kill Cardan, but also that she had this place of responsibility within society, and just again the struggle in her, like, do I give this power up? Like, do I use everything that's happened to drive me? Like, do I seek vengeance here, or do I like try to be a really good and really fair leader? And it was just really great to see that internal struggle. Because like I've said before, I feel like in YA books specifically, like, people just automatically make the right choice, and it's really been great to see her with a struggle. I found it to be really relatable, and I think that's what's drawn me to her as a character so much and allowed me to connect with her so much. And then obviously the showdown between Cardan and Jude when he is the lizard. I really didn't know how it was going to go. If I was in her position, I don't think I could have hurt him. Like, my poor wee babe. And the fact that he came out, obviously, as Cardan again, there was just like humongous tears of happiness. And I really liked getting to see them interact and, you know, start to try to have a bit of a relationship with each other. So, it was so good, man. So fucking good. And I just like had pure happy tears. I think that it was really great that in the end Jude chose love, and that's how she decided to rule Maddock with his sentence. And, you know, she still punished him, but he was still allowed to live a life where he could be with his missus and he could see his kids, and he wasn't being put to death. And I think that that was just great to her. It was a real fuck you to be like, you know what, I am what you made me, but I'm also this, and I've done this myself. We stan a strong queen. Like, I'm just so in love. I can't believe how great a time I've had reading these books. I know the second one was a wee bit of a flop for me, but this has been amazing, and I'm so glad that I have read them. And I'm so glad that I've read them in like such quick succession, because they were just brilliant, so good. And I wasn't going to acknowledge how the King Elflame learned to hate stories, like I really wasn't, but it's like part of my Audible subscription. And so I think that one day, like, I might just fling that on while I'm doing the housework or whatever to just dip back into the world a wee bit, because I've just had such a great time and I've really loved the characters. I think that she did such an amazing job of really making you care about the side characters as well. Like, it was just brilliant and I've got goosebumps talking about it. That's how good the book was. It was great. Obviously, if you've watched this vlog, I am assuming you've read them, so geek out with me in the comments. If you haven't read them and I've just ruined the entire series for you, then like, soz, but also let's chat once you've read them. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you're enjoying everything that you are reading at the moment. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!